Being a teenager today mostly means scrolling your phone, avoiding chores, and trying not to look awkward in front of your friends. But 50,000 years ago, there was no Wi-Fi, no TikTok, no Spotify, and your dad probably wore a bearskin. So what did ancient teenagers actually do all day? Did they just sit inside caves staring at rocks? Actually, probably not. Anthropologists studying hunter-gatherer societies discovered something surprising. Ancient humans didn't spend every waking hour struggling to survive. Most groups only worked around 15 to 20 hours a week. After the hunting was done and food was gathered, they had a lot of free time. And teenagers did what teenagers have always done. They turned everything into entertainment. The first thing they probably did was compete with each other. Not in video games, in survival skills. Who could throw a spear the farthest? Who could track animals fastest? Who could climb cliffs without falling to their death? Because back then, your game skills actually mattered. If you were bad at hunting, you didn't lose points. You became lunch. But when the sun went down, everything changed. The campfire became the center of social life, the ancient version of a group chat. And surprisingly, scientists believe most conversations were not about survival. People mostly gossiped, who embarrassed themselves during the hunt, who was showing off too much, who liked who. In fact, many evolutionary biologists think human language became advanced, partly because gossip helped people bond faster. Before language, primates bonded by grooming each other. Humans discovered something easier, talking. And once the talking started, it never stopped. But eventually, people got bored. So ancient teenagers did what bored teenagers still do today. They made noise. In Germany, archaeologists discovered a 40,000-year-old flute made from bird bone, which means someone, somewhere, got bored enough to carve holes into a bone and start playing music beside a fire thousands of years before civilization even existed. And honestly, it probably sounded terrible. Then there were the cave paintings. For years, people imagined they were mysterious spiritual masterpieces created by wise elders. But researchers later analyzed the handprints on cave walls and found many of them belonged to teenagers, which means there's a very real chance ancient teens were just drawing on walls because they had nothing better to do. The prehistoric version of bro was here, but it wasn't just boys trying to impress everyone. Archaeologists in South Africa discovered 75,000-year-old jewelry made from seashells covered in red pigment. Someone spent hours crafting those by hand. And many scientists believe teenage girls played a major role in developing early art, decoration, and social fashion inside human tribes. Long before modern trends existed, humans were already trying to look good. But being an ancient teenager was also dangerous. Because the teenage brain has always been obsessed with risk. Even today, the part of the brain responsible for judgment and self-control isn't fully developed until around age 25. Now imagine that same teenage brain, but living beside predators, cliffs, freezing weather, and giant animals. To impress friends, ancient teenagers probably took ridiculous risks, disturbing dangerous animals, climbing unsafe places, stealing honey from wild bee nests, getting way too close to predators, because surviving dangerous things increased your status in the group. If you survived, you looked fearless. If you failed, well, natural selection handled the rest. So the next time you see teenagers sitting around late at night doing absolutely nothing, laughing at nonsense and making terrible decisions, remember this. Humans have been doing the exact same thing for tens of thousands of years. The cave changed. The technology changed. The world changed. But teenagers never did.